right, I'm done.
Did you guys see the Variety magazine?
Oh God, that's right. There's a variety of
WB licenses Tunes for Animaniacs Live.
Yeah,
Do you want to explain that?
yeah, well, see, many of you folks probably know, because you're in the entertainment business, that the Variety magazine has sort of cryptic, you know, that's kind of how they use these cryptic little things to get their point across. So
Because we're from Hollywood.
yeah, because we're from Hollywood, and WB is Warner Brothers, licenses Tunes, Animaniacs is Tune. We're doing Tunes, T-O-O-N-T-U-N-E, Tunes. Right, and you're probably thinking to yourself, why does that have to happen? Well, Randy, ask me that question.
Because?
In what they have, different language that they speak. It's used by all the folks who went to school for just 1 week. It's found inside Variety, a magazine they use. And ain't no one understands it when they read the movie news. Like eggs make pigs, but the flick needs fix. Means someone made a movie that bombed. The peeps in charge are now at large, mean everyone involved is gone. The plot conflicts, no beautiful chicks, so it's coming out on video soon. Critics say big Sam and taking their licks, but the editors are gonna try to save it in the mix.
But the star sees green on page 13 means Disney's up a nickel a share.
Oh, good.
Stallone cuts deal for major reel means Rocky 17, so beware.
If you want the food or you need a scoop on Hollywood town this week, you're gonna have to learn to talk that variety speak. Ba-ba-doo-ba, 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 Boffo smash makes Warner cash means there's gonna be a sequel next year. But Paramount heard saying they're losing their shirts named Schwarzenegger's doing King Lear.
Oliver Stone does next Home Alone means he's getting paid an arm and a leg.
The budget goes crunch, but the name packs much, so they call the accountants and they're gonna do lunch.
Well, the ratings smile on the OJ trial means a movie of the week's a premiere.
And Universal cuts a deal with Mr. Spiel to do 100,000 movies a year.
You gotta play it smart if you wanna be part of the crowd that's him and she. You're gonna have to learn to talk that variety speak. Ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-ba-doo-ba. Ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-ba-doo-ba. Normal talk makes producers walk. You might as well speak Greek. You're gonna have to learn,
Or the meeting will adjourn.
unless my friends who learn that variety speak. Ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-da-ba-doo-ba. Ba-ba-doo-ba-ba-da-ba-doo-ba. Ba-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba. Well, we had started a little show that we've done around places called just the music of Animaniacs. We did it around the country. We ended up doing it with the Colorado Symphony, and it's gone so well that Warner Brothers has officially licensed this show to go around the country performing with symphony orchestras. So we're giving you a little taste, but you have to imagine us here with a grand piano and 87-piece orchestra behind us, because that's what the show, with the big screen of animation, and it's going to be a show coming to a symphony orchestra near you.
It's going to be great. So a couple of things. Thank you. In fact, we have our beautiful agent back there whose birthday is tomorrow, Pat Brady. Pat Brady is the lady responsible for booking us around these places. And Winston was kind enough to mention a couple of things that you guys can watch. And we will have an animaniacslive.com website available very soon. In the meantime, and I'll repeat this later, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, which is very easy, because I also happen to be Pinky now. Yes. So if you follow me at YakkoPinky on Twitter, I will update you guys to let you know when the site is hot and ready to go, okay? So you can tweet all your orchestras, and we're going to bring this bad boy all around the country. Now, back to the business at hand.
So I'll give you a little taste of what we're going to do, because sometimes we talk about how the songs came to be, because we wrote songs about lots of different things. States and Capital, Kizard. And one of the things we did was write a song about everything called Yakko's Universe.
Yakko's Universe. Randy was charged with, hey dude, you got nothing to do today after lunch, why don't you write a song about the universe? So of course Randy said, sure, I can do that like falling off the log.
As long as I have Rob to sing it.
How about that? Sing along if you know the words. street in a city or a village or a town for what it's worth. And we're all inside a country which is part of a continent that sits upon a planet known as Earth. And the Earth is a ball full of oceans and some mountains which is out there spinning silently in space. And living on that Earth are the plants and the animals and also the entire human race. Now, it's a great big universe and we're all really puny. We're just tiny little specks about the size of Mickey Rooney. It's big and black and inky and my name is Pinky. It's a big universe and we're not. And we're part of a vast interplanetary system stretching 700 billion miles long. With 9 planets and a sun, we think the Earth's the only one that has life on it, although we could be wrong. Across the interstellar voids are a billion asteroids, including meteors and Halley's Comet too. And there's over 50 moons floating out there like balloons in a panoramic trillion-mile view. And still it's all a speck amid 100 billion stars in a galaxy we call the Milky Way. It's 50,000 trillion miles from one end to the other, and still that's just a fraction of the way. Because there's 100 billion galaxies that stretch across the sky from constellations, planets, moons, and stars. And still the universe extends to a place that never ends, which is maybe just inside a little jar. Woo! It's a great big universe, and we're all really puny. We're just tiny little specks about the size of Mickey Rooney. Though we don't know how we got here, who we are, we don't know here. It's a big universe, and it's ours. Randy Rogel. But thank you. But one of the things that's so great about having the opportunity to do this show is that you guys never got to hear songs that didn't even make the cut, and you will hear them, you know, when we do our whole show. It's ultimately, it'll be a 2-hour show. It's fantastic. There are songs you'll hear that never made it. You won't believe why. Well, including this song.
The actual ending to this song was different. But I wrote it, but I got a call from Warner Brothers Business Affairs, and they said, "You're not doing that ending." And you'll understand when you hear it. Also, people ask me, why didn't you do, you know, the planets? Well, I did do one with a verse with the planets, but I had been out of town when I was writing it, and Paul Rugg, another great writer for the show, had written a little ditty with the planets with the Uranus gag, so I took it out. So I'm going to sing it to you. This is the original verse of planets and the original ending to the song, which they made me cut. And it's part of a vast interplanetary system with everyone revolving around the sun, with Mercury in between us, and after that comes Venus, and still the solar system's just begun. Past the Earth on toward the stars, where we find the planet Mars, which is over 50 million miles away. And orbiting in pattern are Jupiter and Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, so we say all together, it's a great big universe, and everyone's a part of it, and no one knows just where's the end or start of it. We all live here together, it's our home forever. It's a small world after.
You don't want to piss off the mouse.
They basically said, we're not going to get a phone call in the morning.
In fact, we had a little time. I don't know if you guys have any of you seen, there was one photograph, when Animaniacs was being released, there was one photograph of like a Thanksgiving Day parade balloon, a Yakko.
On top of the water tower.
Sitting on top of the water tower. That lasted for one day, okay? Somebody at Warner Brothers, probably Tom Ruger, our creator, thought that was a great idea. And said, hey, let's put this inflatable balloon on the water tower because this is where the Animaniacs live. And I know that they ultimately had to take it down because one of the executives at Warner Brothers, I think one of the presidents...
I think the president of Warner, Bob Daly.
Bob Daly, I believe, you know, the smokehouse is right across the street, so he's not president anymore.
2 martinis.
I thought maybe he had a couple of martinis and walked out and, you know, once you're kind of looking through the fog of a little bit of, you know, vermouth and gin, you go, what the hell is Mickey Mouse doing on my water tower? That's what happened there. So yeah, in essence, don't piss off the mouse, because we work for him too. Now,
People sometimes ask me how do songs come about, and usually it would be that I have an idea, Ruger would have an idea.
Yeah.
And one time they asked me, one of the hard ones was say, let's do a song about time.
Time.
I said, time, that's kind of a difficult concept for kids. So here's what we came up with in teaching kids time.
Pay attention. When you're traveling from Nantucket through Chicago to St. Paul, and you're standing in an airport and you look up on the wall, there's a clock for every city and a different time for all. From Asia through Malaysia to Peru. Did you ever wonder why that when it's 6 o'clock in Maine, at precisely the same minute, it is 8 a.m. in Spain? When it's breakfast time in Rome, they're having lunch in the Ukraine. And it's supper up in Upper Kathmandu. If the earth is spinning faster while the sun is moving faster, then a day might only be an hour long. And school when they begin it would only last a minute before everybody has to run along.
All right.
If the earth were the planet that was closest to the sun, a year would be much shorter and you'd have a lot of fun. Because by the time you were in first grade, you'd be over 21. And you'd live to be 903 or 4. Time is relatively dependent. You can save it, you can spend it, doing things you like to do or learning how. You cannot see it, you can't taste it, but you certainly can waste it, which is really what we're doing here right now. Oh, the International Day line is an imaginary cleft. Today is on the right side, tomorrow on the left. So when you cross it, do you then arrive the day before you left? That's how it works. It's quite berserk, you see. So if you were born in China while I'm born in Carolina, well, then you're a day ahead of me, you see. Now the way I got it reckoned, if you're born in the same second, then why shouldn't you be a day older than me? But it really is no miracle, this difference in our birth. Because the world is spherical, that's why around the earth, there's always different time for London, Moscow, Delhi, and Fort Worth. And that's the way it's always gonna be. So remember, when you're traveling from Nantucket to St. Paul, and you're standing at that airport with those clocks upon the wall, then you should think about this song, my friends, and then you will recall. That it was mildly amusing, but then totally confusing, and I'll bet you wish I hadn't sung at all. Thank you.
Now, it's not just going to be Rob and I. No, we have much more for you.
Absolutely. And by the way, before we move on, I just want to thank the stage crew here because they got this thing set up as you guys were seeing. And most of the shows here, most of the panels have nothing to do with music, so they were kind of caught unawares, and I just want to thank them so much. These guys and girls got this thing ready right now. You guys are great. So you can all see.
And as long as we're giving thanks, we want to thank Warner Brothers for licensing Steven Spielberg, obviously, because he's the owner of the show.
He paid for my house.
And I don't think he's here tonight, but Sam Register, who runs Warner Brothers Animation. Is Sam here? Sam runs all of Warner Animation. He's the one who got behind the show and got us to get licensed, so we owe him a gratitude.
We certainly do. This doesn't happen without Sam Register. And one more thing. Thank you, Netflix. A lot of you guys follow me on Twitter and Facebook, right? And my Twitter feed blew up on April 1st, and people saying, Mr. Paulsen, is this a New Year's Eve? April Fool's gig, and I thought, what the hell you people are talking about? I was already all liquored up as a Saturday afternoon. So it turns out it was really cool, and people are freaking out. So we are so grateful. And the audience that we're seeing here is exactly what we see around the country. We see folks who watched Animaniacs when it was first on the air, and they're bringing their kids and nieces and nephews. It is such a joy to be sharing with you again, so thank you so much.
We have a special treat for you now. Introduce our colleague.
We are going to introduce our colleague, Mr.
What would his name be?
Rogel?
Ladies and Mr. Wacko would be Jess Harnell.
Yeah, Jeff Wacko was a shy, retiring Animaniac.
That was for my mom. Because she doesn't understand any of this, and this way I can prove to her that we're actually people in the room.
You know, Jess has his own ammo case for his hair.
Yeah, I do. I was going to do a panel on hair care tips, but it would have taken too long. How are you guys feeling, San Diego? You having fun? The bare bones version of Animaniacs Live that you're seeing. This is sort of like the dress rehearsal because I'm going to wear stuff just like this. And that means that this is the first time ever, can you believe, in all these years, I know every Led Zeppelin song ever recorded. This is the first time I've ever tried to sing this song without lyrics. So you guys,
help me out.
So if you YouTube this and title it Wacko Really Screwed Up, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm serious. Okay, by the way, you guys feel like taking an ipso facto geography lesson right now?
Yeah!
Doing Wacko stuff without doing this. Hello, San Diego! I still totally got it, dude. I totally got it.
Here's your cheat sheet if you need it.
Oh my god, I love you, but that's tiny, bro. Look, I wrote one. I was going to put it on my hand, but the pen wouldn't stick like in school.
Which one? Let's read it.
You guys know this song, right? Are you ready? Okay. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, South of Carolina, Montana, then there's Denver, Colorado, and Boise, Idaho. Texas has Austin, then we go on to Massachusetts, Boston, Albany, New York, Tallahassee, Florida, Washington, D.C., Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Nashville, Tennessee.
Elvis Presley used to hang out there, man.
Trenton, New Jersey, North Jefferson, Missouri, Mount Richmond in Virginia, South Dakota, Ashby, and Harrisburg in Pennsylvania, North Jefferson, Pennsylvania, Providence, Rhode Island, next to Dover, Delaware, Congo, New Hampshire, just over Jones, to Montpelier, which is up in Vermont, Hopkins, Connecticut, so pretty in the fall, and Kansas has Topeka, Minnesota has St. Paul, St. John, St. George, and St. Ringo. Juneau's in Alaska, and there's Lincoln in Nebraska, and it's Raleigh out in North Carolina, and then there's Madison, Wisconsin, and Olympia in Washington, Phoenix, Arizona, and Lansing, Michigan. Here's Honolulu, Hawaii's a joy, Jackson, Mississippi, Springfield, Illinois, South Carolina with Columbia out the way, and Annapolis in Maryland or Chesapeake Bay. They have wonderful what? That's right, you guys remember better than I do. Cheyenne is in Wyoming, and perhaps you may be home in Salt Lake City, out to Utah, where the buffalo roam. Atlanta's down in Georgia, and it's Bismarck, North Dakota. And you can live in Frankfurt in your own Kentucky home. Salem's in Oregon, from there we join. Little Rock in Arkansas, Iowa's back to Lawrence, Sacramento, California, Oklahoma, and in City, Charleston, West Virginia, and Nevada, Carson City. That's all the capitals there are. Dude, that was pretty good, man. I sound just like that guy, don't I? That's weird.
We're gonna keep this moving. Sometimes people ask me,
Whoops.
how does a song come to be? How's it, and a cartoon, and generally it's like having a baby from the moment you conceive it to the moment
It's like
born.
having a baby without the fun stuff before you have a
Exactly.
baby.
It's a 9-month process. And so we're going to give you one and show you, and we're going to do I'm cute. Would they ask me to do a song for Dot?
Yeah.
So what would it be about?
How many people love Dot? Do you guys love
So here's how it starts. So it starts with me on the piano, trying to think of something to say. I'm cute.
Yes, you are.
Yes, it's true. I really can't help it, but what can you do when you're cute? It just shows with these true darling eyes and a sweet little nose and a pretty pink dress that's adorable, yes. When they see my dimples and everyone says, oh shoot, isn't she cute, cute, cute? Oh man, she's cute, cute, cute. I'm the one they adore. I'm cute and I'm cuddly and small just like Dudley, but more. It's a chore to be constantly cute and enchanting to boot with my lips sticking out in that cute little pouch. There just is no doubt why the guys like to shout, she's a beaut. Well, let's face it, I'm cute. Cute, oh baby, she's a cute. So I write the song out, and then Rob and Jess and Tress, they come in and they sing it to a little piano track like you're listening to now.
That's true.
Then it gets storyboarded, gets sent overseas and animated. It comes back, we put it in a soundstage with a big orchestra, and they play it, and so what sounded like this now sounds and looks like this.
It's an AV presentation.
I'm cute, yes it's true. I really can't help it, but what can I do when you're cute? It just shows with these two darling eyes and this cute little nose and a pretty pink dress that's adorable, yes. And when they see my dimples, then everyone says, oh shoot, isn't she cute? Cute, oh isn't she cute? I'm the one they adore. I'm sweet and I'm cuddly and small just like Dudley, but more. It's a chore to be constantly cute and enchanting to boot with my lips sticking out in a cute little mouth. Then there just is no doubt why the guys like to shout, she's a beaut. Let's face it, I'm cute. Cute, oh baby, she's cute. Being cute's a thing you can't hide. If you look up the word in a book, there's my picture inside. T.E. Guy has me on the cover.
Don't you just love her?
I'm simply a goddess.
And isn't she modest?
I'm the answer to one of the questions in Trivial Pursuit. For who's the most cute?
Cute, oh isn't she cute?
I'm cute and I'm sweet and I'm innocent, neat and so trusting.
If you want our opinion, this song is becoming disgusting.
I'm cute.
So what?
I never am
She's
vain.
becoming a pain in the
But I'm also real nice. I'm a doll through and through.
so big whoop-de-doo.
I'm sweet and adoring.
And also real boring, and that's why we're snoring at you.
That's it! You ruined my entire cute song! I am angry! I am furious! I am enraged! I have had it!
You're awfully cute when you're angry.
You really think so?
She's cute.
Yes, she is. Now, how would you like to meet the real Don?
Ladies and gentlemen, Tress MacNeille.
They sang that perfect the first time. All
Yes.
right. Hello, darling.
We have her, she's so cute and so special, she has her own music stand. Yeah, here, baby, right here.
He didn't write that.
Tress, we got your music stand right here, honey.
Huh?
I'm the Tress Wrangler, over here, honey.
By the way, you guys are now officially at the Animaniacs family reunion. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, as you probably know, the Warner Brothers and the Warner sister, of course, were, siblings. But there was also this fella named Dr. Strangelove. I stole it from Peter Sellers, but he's taking a dirt nap, so who cares? I was a huge fan of Peter Sellers, but we were able to find a voice for Dr. Strange, Dr. Strange, who was the sort of ostensible seer-over,
In parentheses, though, kiss.
Thanks.
Yes.
And we all, at the time, had kids, and I think you got a call from, again, our creator, Tom Ruger, right?
Well, what happened was, it was a real life experience, because this was the time in our lives when we all had kids. Tom had kids, Rob had kids.
I dated them.
Yeah.
Spielberg had kids. And so I'm driving, and my son's in the back having a fight with all these kids, and I'm really losing it. And I'm getting mad, and then suddenly I thought, gee, I wonder if this would make a good song. So then I wrote up Garth to Tom, he goes, oh, that's perfect. So
Yeah, because-
we performed that one here.
I don't remember if you guys have had this situation, but I'm
Rob has
sure.
done several voices. He does Yakko, he does Pinky, also does Dr. Scratcher. So can you sing more than one voice at the same time?
Well, I hope so, because then these people are going to be really pissed off if I don't. But yeah, I don't know, like you guys, my dad used to say things like, if I have to pull this car over, I'll really give you something to cry about, right? So this is our version of that. It's a beautiful, beautiful spring day, early in the morning. The birds are chirping, Yakko and Dot are sleeping. Dr. Scratchy Sniff walks in, says, "Hey, Doc, it's late. It's 20 minutes after 8. Everyone wake up, it's time to go up and at 'em now. Come on, shake a leg, have some juice and scrambled egg. On the floor and out the door, let's be on our way."
Hey, watch out!
What's the matter?
You almost knocked me off the ladder.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. I almost fell.
Don't exaggerate.
I'm not.
Yeah, right.
When you try to pick a fight,
You get out of my face.
when you're always in my space.
Hey, get off each other's case because we're trying to get along.
I want pancakes, more or awful. This cake's awful, is that all we've got? Can't find my clothes and I need to blow my nose. And my socks are full of holes and my shoelace has a knot.
No, it's not.
Hey!
Yeah,
I'm recuperating.
This happened all the time.
That's my toothbrush.
Oh, yeah. Because you should always brush your teeth. All right.
Well, there we go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
She's been drinking.
Did your shoelace have a knot?
We did, but it's gone.
Yeah, I did.
That's my toothbrush.
No, it's not.
Well, it's sitting in my slot.
No, it isn't. This one's mine. That one's yours.
Well, you're standing in my
Oh,
way.
yeah, that's tough. All right, now that's enough. Everybody get your stuff because we're going out the door. Oh. Every time we get into the car, it's so much work. It takes us 20 minutes while you're driving me berserk. When you're playing, when you're jumping, when you're running all about. When I finally get you inside, you always let me out.
I'm really mad. You poked me with your elbow in my side.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You did. And I'm just a little kid. You're lying, don't deny it.
I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, just try it.
Will both of you be quiet because we're trying to get a car?
Ah, he hit me.
Yeah, but she bit me.
He said he was gonna get me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
All right, that's it. Now I forbid. I don't want of you to say another word.
Are we there yet? I'm tired, I'm hungry. How far? My nose is starty, need to move my body. Gotta use the party, better stop the car.
Stop it.
You stop it. Why can't you go just stop it?
Well, he started it.
Oh, yeah, I'm really sure. Uh-huh.
No, it's your fault.
No, it's not. Your leg is in my spot. Both of you be quiet or you're gonna get a slap. Oh, every time we take a trip, it's always just the same. With the fighting, with the biting, with the calling all the names. There's this pushing and the shoving and the scratching and the neck. When we finally get to where we're going, everyone's a wreck. Yeah. Every time we take it, it's always the same. It's fighting, calling all the names. And the pushing and the shoving and the scratching and the neck. We finally get to where we're going, everyone's a wreck.
Car drives out.
We're here. Doesn't anybody want to give a cheer?
This is where we're gonna spend the day at the circus.
Hey guys, look, they got rides.
Oh, now you're satisfied. All right, everyone inside, and let's have some fun, okay?
Except the clouds, I hate clouds.
I'm glad. We're really getting kind. We had to see those lions and those tigers where they need.
Are you happy now?
Alright, thanks a lot. I'm sorry that we fought. From now on, we'll get along.
That's all right, Dad. I was wrong. Ah, that's nice. Now come along. Let's all get in the car.
You can take a seat, like you're always so gallant.
Thank you, Dad. But ladies first, you take the seat you want. Everybody's happy now because we've had a real good day. Well, now it's time to go back home. So, let's be on our way.
Ow! You're up the end of my leg!
Shut up.
we're drunk, right? Unbelievable.
It's pretty cool because
Bouncing ball with the words.
yeah, because one of the things that we get to do when we do the show, you know, with the orchestras, which is ostensibly the reason we're here, that Warner Brothers has so graciously decided to help us out with this, is what we do in a lot of the instances is have a screen like that, or maybe even bigger, in which the cartoons are projected, so we perform the songs in real time, and all the sound you're hearing is coming from the stage, so we match all the...
I won't make any mistakes then.
Because you're getting paid.
The only person who can do it better is probably, I would say Townsend Coleman could probably do it better. Oh my God, he's right there. I don't know. Or Freddie Tatasciore, who's right over there. It's pretty silly how talented those people are. We're the B team and lucky enough to get the gig. So we have another song, because we're lucky enough to get a number of seasons. We get, I think, 99 episodes of this show. Right? So that covered in 5-6 years. And as a matter of fact, we would clearly have to do songs and episodes that would highlight the seasons of the year.
Yeah, and Tom came back and said, hey, we have another season of Animaniacs season, so we need another Christmas episode. He said, write a Christmas carol and make it funny. Flick, flick. It's like,
There you go.
got the idea, so I tried to think, what make a funny Christmas carol? So this is what I came up with, all right?
This one on Emmy, yet another one for Randy Rogel, another Emmy-winning song.
So how we open this up? We open on the Warner Brothers lot. We see the Warner Brothers Tower in Burbank, and everything's covered in snow. So we immediately know it's a lot. Christmas tree askew on it with big neon signs saying "Drop presents here." We dissolve inside, and there we see Yakko and Dot are putting up all these Christmas decorations. And little Wacko is sitting at the table. He's writing something. Yeah,
Something really genius.
It's something genius. He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm writing a letter to Santa Claus to tell him what I want for Christmas."
Yes.
And it
Yeah, well,
says,
guess
like,
what? You're spelling Santa's name wrong, you idiot.
yeah, it was spelled S-A-N-T-L-A, like Santa. He says, that's stupid. That's not the way you spell it. He goes, well, then how do you spell his name then? And he pulls up this big butcher block special right, and he goes, to spell Santa's name is easy to do. You write S-A-N-T and another A too. But Noel, Santa's name has Noel, and he won't bring you gifts if you don't learn to spell.
We now see Wacko and Dot walking up a beautiful hill, buckets in hand.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch water from the well. But when neither one could find it, Jill started to yell, Noel, I can't believe there's no well. We walked all the way here and I'm mad, can't you tell?
We now shift to the high seas of the whaling ship, the Pequod.
Captain Ahab took his crew, his harpoon and set sail, and he called out to ships, have you seen the white whale? No whale, no whale, no, we ain't seen no whale.
Saw a couple of dolphins and a big yellow tail. We now see something that is a view out of a Charles Dickens novel, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot around a gorgeous Christmas tree, beautifully lit, perfect.
If you've listened to this tune, then you probably can tell that you've heard it before. It's a song you know well. Noel, it's a song you know well. And we've ruined it completely, so we all say, oh well, oh well, oh well. Yes, we just ruined Noel. Merry Christmas, and next year we'll try Jingle Bells. All right, we got to hustle then. Okay, we're going to do one of the more famous songs that everybody knows. And it was actually the first song I ever wrote for Animaniacs. And Rob's going to have to perform it live.
Yeah, Randy wrote this, helping his kid learn geography. For those of you who don't know, when Randy essentially auditioned for this job, being the music guy, writing the songs for Animaniacs. This was his audition piece. Shut the you know what.
Hey, got me the gig, so what the heck?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Hey, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic, Dominican,
Norway and Sweden, Iceland and Germany, now and Greece, Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey and Greece, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, South Africa, and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Kuwait, Bahrain, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, and Denmark, and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, Cambodia, Malaysia, Bangladesh, China, and China, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Laos, Japan, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Taiwan, Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and Vietnam, Uganda, and Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Nigeria, Ghana, Burundi, Lesotho, Malawi, Congo, the Spanish Sahara is on, Nigeria, Nigeria, Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, and Mali, Sierra Leone, Algeria, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Ghana, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Guinea, Bissau, Madagascar, Somalia, and Ghana, Ghana, Uganda, Uganda, Yugoslavia, Peru, Mauritania, Tanzania, Madagascar, Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
Actually, the original ending, which they made me cut, went, "We are the world. We are the children. Why should someone write a song like this? It's pretty bewildering." So that was the original ending.
Guys, we have a few minutes left, and what we love to do, and the same thing happens.
You do the Q&A?
Yeah, the same thing happens when we do our live show. It is, we do break the fourth wall. We want the audience involved, and most of the time, virtually always, people have questions about what we do and what we did and all that stuff. Obviously, this is kind of a truncated show, but do you want to do a little Q&A? Great. There's a microphone right here. We have time for a few questions if you'd like to. Oh yeah. Why don't you guys line up? And before we take some questions,
We just want to say, because this is very timely,
yeah.
is that, there's a big presidential election going on right now. And there's already a Republican nominee, we have a Democratic nominee, but we at Animaniacs Live, we would like to proffer a third-party candidate. Because we think this candidate is not only qualified to run the country, but he's also qualified to rule the world.
Be the ideal third-party candidate because he can rule the world as well as this country. He's doing nothing. So do me a favor. I would love for you to please put your eyes toward the screen and view the next president. But the only problem we have is that we clearly haven't. Look how handsome he is. Oh my God. He's like Donald Trump without so much asshole. Or like Hillary without so much felony. There you go. However, what we need is a rousing, sort of anthemic song to get our brain elected to the White House. And my friend Randy Rogel, I believe, in one of the 5-second intervals in which he went to the restroom, has written the following song.
You'd like to this is the Brains presidential campaign theme song. It's another election year, so stand and give a cheer for a presidential candidate that's new. He's the need, and he's here to take the lead for mom and apple pie. So what do? We put the right house into the White House, because he's qualified, my friends, to rule the world. He'll cut the tax, he'll save the trees, he'll reduce the price of cheese. He's a fighting son of a gun, and when it all is said and done, they'll agree in both the Senate and the House that the best man for the job is a mouse. This is a campaign to put a brain in the White House.
Questions? Yes, sir.
Real quick, you guys snuck some really genius adult humor into the show.
Yeah.
Anything that didn't make it, or you just couldn't use, any really good jokes that never made it
Everything
through?
we said here.
Yeah. You know, it is hard to remember specifically what maybe didn't make it, but I'll tell you what did make it. It still continues to blow people's mind today is fingerprints. And even when you say it by itself, fingerprints are fingerprints. Fingerprints?
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I don't think so.
That's pretty good.
But no, there were a number of times we looked at each other and said, "This is going to make it through," and a lot of them did. Yes, sir.
This one's for Tress MacNeille.
Yes, how may I help you?
I know you've done the voice of Hillary Rodham Clinton, but I wonder, can you do Sarah Palin?
Well, I used to. I'm gotten out of practice now. Well, I think she's on vacay. Yes. Yeah, she's got a new grandson coming. Okay. And some ATVing to do. So she's a busy gal.
Just throw that out. Tress is a groundbreaker. She's an improv wizard, and she just do that. Yes, sir.
Having attended other panels with voice actors, one of the things that they said was an advantage is the anonymity that comes with voice acting. You can walk to a store and no one recognizes you, but now they have the internet and image search.
Well,
do they...
yes.
Everybody thinks I'm at Whitesnake, dude.
What was your question?
So do fans now recognize you more now that they know what you look like?
Well, it is for me. You know, it is an anonymous, relatively anonymous profession. However, I get recognized more and more. I do have to tell you though, when we go anywhere and people find out who we are and what we do, it is the most fantastic, dear, sweet response. If Maurice and I are having lunch somewhere, and one thing leads to another, and blah, 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 we'll have the wait staff, the cooks, the brain, and Maurice will go, "Yes, my friend." And I'll start going, "Doesn't he look like it?" And they do that, which is so
mozzarella sticks.
It's really terrific. And you know what? The fact is, it is never an onerous thing. It is so sweet when people take the time to recognize and say, "I love your work." It's very fun.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Hello. A song title for nowadays?
A song that you would make nowadays.
Oh, there's got to be a Kardashian song.
Let's put the best
I
in
think
the
we're gonna
Kardashian.
do some new verses to variety speak.
Yeah.
Like, see, Angelina Jolie is working for free, means this one she's gonna direct. The studio's glad because they're gonna make money. She's gonna get Brad.
Yeah. No problem.
So we'll do it that way.
We'll bring it back.
You can kiss my Kardashian goodbye.
Thank you,
Thank
sweetie.
you. I love you. Bye-bye.
Oh, very good. Hey, dude. You might want to... Hi.
You know what? I don't do drugs, but if I did, I would see you in my dreams.
So, obviously, I'm a big Chicken Boo fan. I'm here as Darth Boo. And I'm wondering if the Chicken Boo theme song has made it into the Animaniacs live show.
You know, not so far, but it's
It's just short.
What's the matter with you? You don't look like the other chickens. Your chicken boo. You wear a disguise to look like human guys. I think that was Sherry Stoner or Deanna Oliver that wrote that.
Really good one.
We had an incredible staff, and the fact is that we could probably spend most of the day giving an homage to everybody, because it really was, the stars really aligned for all of us, except for Tress, who has had the good fortune of doing so much work in over 500 Simpsons alone. Is the crazy cat lady? There you go. What? They give them show business? All right, who's next? Thank you, madam. Hey, dude.
My favorite episode is the They Might Be Giants episode.
Oh.
And I was just wondering how that originated, and if you guys worked with them, or what it was like to do their music.
We did not work with them specifically, but you know, the whole writing staff was pretty freaking hip. And the thing that was really great, like, for instance, God bless him, Gary Marshall just left the rock, right? But Gary Marshall did an episode of Pinky and the Brain and could not have been nicer. He played the devil and his name was Mr. Itch. And I remember that he had to use the word stubborn, and he couldn't say stubborn. He said stubborn. So we'd say, Brain, why are you being so stubborn all the time? And it was such a joy because we had all these celebrities, Carrie Ellis and Curtis Borgnine, Ron Perlman, Ricardo Montalban. We had Roddy McDowell play Snowball, an evil gerbil. Unrelated crime, really. And so it was the reason the Might Be Giants episode came along is because the folks were very hip, and Mr. Spielberg and Mr. Ruger, I think, did the one thing that writers and producers do when they produce things like Rocket and Bullwinkle, Looney Tunes, Simpsons, Futurama, Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain. They don't condescend to the audience. They don't assume that because it's essentially a kid show that they won't get it. And 20 years later, they're correct. And the music is impossibly clever. The shows are clever. And yeah, there are a couple of cultural references that have changed, but the fact that you guys can watch this now and go, oh my God, that was great, I get a joke now, I didn't get it in 1990. is by design. And so they know what the hell they're doing. Thank you. We have one more?
I love the show. I watched it because my grandma recorded it on VHS, and I have a small question, not really a question, a request. Can I just hear a hello, nurse?
Sure.
What's your name? What's your name?
Maya.
Maya? Okay, ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Hello, Maya.
If you show me yours, I'll show you mine.
As long as we got a water tower, you got a place to sleep.
I think we're just about out of time, aren't we? Is that right? Are we pretty much done? Yeah? Okay. Well, let's stop. Well, I'll tell you what, before we do. Yeah, because...
yeah, maybe everybody sit down.
We'd like to say that, we missed this, that our first performance here, well, I didn't know it was going to be our first performance, but I would like to say, for those of you in Southern California, we're going to be doing Animaniacs Live. That's this show, but with all of the, we're going to be doing it with the La Mirada Symphony Orchestra on April 15th. And they said if you want to text the word Maniac to 66866, you'll get the exclusive discount as soon as those tickets go on sale. So please, everybody, text them. Right. Maniac to 66866, right here in Southern California, for those of you who live here, just right up the road, with the La Mirada Symphony Orchestra. It's going to be a great show.
And we'll probably book shows before that around the country. Yes. So remember, follow me on Twitter @YakkoPinky, and I will keep you guys apprised of when the site is up and ready to rock and roll. Please start tweaking your orchestras, not in front of other people, but no, because the fact is that we know we have a great show. We know that the audience is enormous. The trick is getting the artistic directors to understand what we're doing here, and when you can have the original creators, performers, writers to do the show. It's a whole different animal, and it's an awful lot of fun. So what are we going to do to finish
You guys feel like singing a song with us? You want to sing a song?
Yeah, let's do that. All right, so you
why don't we
guys...
do a song you all know?
It's very quick and you're going to know the words.
It's time for Animaniacs, and we're taking to the max. So just sit back and relax, you'll have to relax. We're Animaniacs. Come join the Warner Brothers and the Warner Sister Dad. Just for fun, we run around the Warner movie lot. They lock us in the tower whenever we get caught. But we break loose and then let loose, and now you know the plot. We're Animaniacs. Dogs, kids, and Lambo-yaks. Michael packs away the sacks, Robert Blizzard plays the sax. We're Animaniacs. Mickey and the Brain want to rule the universe. The feathers flock together, slapping wax up with the purse. Fun spaces may be, while Rita sings a verse. The rackets could read apples, make my father